What happens when you die? Are you sent to heaven or hell? Do you reincarnate? Do you cease to exist? And who calls the shots? Is it God? Is it nobody? Is it Morgan Freeman? These are questions about death that seem to torment people's lives. They perpetually live in the back of everyone's mind. Some people cry in the shower at night knowing that one day they will die, and they don't know what will happen after that. Some people chase the thrill death offers in life-threatening stunts, and some people are surrounded by so much death that they cling to their life. Well, in 2015, the anime Deathparade took a stab at all these tricky questions that plague people's consciences in one of the most beautiful but troubling anime I've ever seen. And it all starts in an elevator. They can't remember anything, they can't get out, and they have to play a game or else they will die. Because Deckham is a crazy person. Held against their will, they press the button to begin the game. It's darts but with a twist. Each section of the board is represented by a certain part of the body. The higher the score, the higher the pain. When one player's dart connects to the board, the other player feels the pain. There are no cuts, no bruises, no blood. What if the dart hits somewhere real tender, like the eye or the frickin' nutsack? That would hurt like a mofo. But if there's so much pain, why not just miss all the darts? That way, this newlywed couple can finish this game unhurt and go on with their lives. But what is the penalty of losing? Who knows what will happen in this supernatural game? If this place can manipulate pain, sending it into your body without any physical touch, the penalty of losing could be much worse. Thinking logically, it's probably death. But then, someone accidentally hit the board, and then the other person hits the board, and they both wonder if it was on purpose or on accident, like they said it was. Tensions rise, memories come back, and Machiko has been acting strange recently. She asked Takashi not to hit her belly, because she's pregnant. And just as they seem to dissolve their suspicions of each other's accidental throws, another memory comes back. Somebody has been cheating.
Oh yeah, she does.
Machi?
She's always been
Machiko?
Machi sees something she wants and goes after it.
You're not kidding. I hear her husband's a doctor.
I'm so jealous. A successful husband and a hot boyfriend.
And then the dart hits the stomach. Someone's lying, and now everyone's angry. As they fight over the dart, the memories come flooding back. Turns out the thought of the cheating wife was actually an old friend they had forgotten with the same name as Machiko. Now as their memories are fully restored, they were once a happy couple on their honeymoon. They were in love. But the game can't end yet. Who knows what will happen to the loser? And now that their past is completely restored in their minds, they realize that they are already dead. They died in a car crash, which was started by the distrust of Takashi to his wife. Takashi becomes frantic over the guilt of killing his innocent wife and unborn child from his suspicions. They fight over the final dart, and Machiko hits the board, solidifying herself as the winner, and Takashi the loser. You see, this bar, the billiards room, the piano is all in the Quindecum, the realm of judgment for deceased people. This guy with the white hair, Deckham, is an arbiter. He's tasked with bringing out the most innate nature of each person that has died, so that judgment can be casted onto them. But it would make sense for someone to play a game where their lives are at stake if they know they're already dead. So they are persuaded by giving just enough fear to scare them into playing the game, and they keep playing that game by Deckham not revealing what the game is really about. So they are taken here without their memories, and slowly those memories are returned as the game continues. And with the tensions being so high because of the game that wagers death, people reveal who they really are. From there, they are sent to either heaven or hell, where their soul will be destroyed or where it will reincarnate. That's what the show is all about. But then there's this girl. She's in every episode assisting Deckham with his judgments. But the reason she stands out is because she is human. All of the other characters in the Quindecum are arbiters, varying in rank. Some are the boss, some are the boss's boss, some are just the elevator boy, and some are like Deckham, making dead people play games in order to judge them. Why is she allowed to stay, but all the other humans must be judged immediately and sent to either heaven or hell? You see, she is a special case because she could remember that she is already dead, a glitch in the system. So they prolonged her sentence and allow a human to assist Deckham in the role of judgment. A new point of view could only make the process more refined, right? But this point of view has never been used before. Arbiters have no emotions and cannot die. Bringing a human into that job could fundamentally change it forever. That's what the show is really about. Each episode is about a different pair of dead people playing games for their lives, while the system in the Quindecum decides if a human assisting Decum with his judgments is right or wrong. And I gotta say, they managed to make Purgatory way more entertaining than it's typically thought of. And the stories they choose for these dead people are always super fascinating. It could be a TV star, a gritty detective, or just an old grandma. And no matter how crazy or boring the stories seem to be, they always manage to surprise me with how they unfolded. As for the characters that stick around for the entire series though, they're kind of obvious. But also kinda has to be obvious. Decum is an emotionless, immortal thing, and so his dialogue will come off very robotic. But that's also kind of the point of his character, and I can't really get into why that's paramount without spoiling the show, so you just have to have faith in this handsome beast of a man behind the mic. The typical dialogue is like this. Emo main character Shodi will say,
You shouldn't judge people this way. It's wrong. You're not dragging the most innate nature of a person. You're just bringing out the hatred inside of them.
And then Decum says, what is this feeling inside of me? Could it be there's something wrong with the way I judge? And then everyone's like, whoa, didn't see that one coming. If you think the show is too obvious, I would request that you refrain from squabbling about, because it's really not the plot that makes this show good. It's about the connection. Trust when I say this. This show will connect with you in the deepest, most forgotten corner of your ushy-gushy pile of emotions, and it will sock you so hard you'll feel it for days. But there's something very funny about the series, and it's the animation, because it's the best of the best, but it's used in party games like bowling, darts, and air hockey. And because of the stakes placed on the games, being people's lives, they sweat their asses off, and it makes for some of the strangest sequences. Like, these guys are playing air hockey, and every hit they're saying something like, I can't let you win! And then the other guy says, take this! And then he hits one of these like, yeah! And there's sparks flying off of the pucks and shit. I watch this and think, why is this so well animated? One Punch Man Season 3 is a dumpster fire simply because its animation was butt crack. Why can't these two shows just switch production teams? And then they'll just be sipping some drinks at the bar, and it looks like prime Demon Slayer animation, bro. For what? This taste is like the ocean breeze on my lips. This beverage could quench the thirst of 1,000 long-journeyed camels. We get it, bro. You cooked for absolutely no reason. Like you're 6'5" and don't hoop type shit. The good thing is that the animation is unreal. It's Madhouse Studios, which did One Punch Man Season 1, Hajime no Ippo, and fucking Redline, so you know they cook. Another good thing is that this is a cool ass idea. I mean, everybody thinks about what happens when they die, and I'm sure to some extent everyone has imagined something like what this anime is. How is it determined how we are judged, and is there an afterlife? This anime takes such a practical approach to those questions, and I think it does a pretty good job of finding the reasoning behind human emotions and death, but also manages to make a very interesting plot and concept with the Arbiters and the Quindecum. The last good thing I will mention is the ending. You might think while watching this series, this is getting a little repetitive and it's a little too boring for me, but you gotta stay for the ending, because it just hits you where you're meek and squishy. I cry when watching some really good anime like Mob Psycho 100. Shit, I cry when watching something like Demon Slayer, where it is blatantly obvious that they are tear baiting me, and I fall for it every damn time because I am a soft little bitch made boy. But none of those shows compared to how this ending had me. I wasn't letting out a cheeky single tear out of one eye. No, I was crying out of both eyes, gushing out tears like one of those fountains with naked babies. The bad thing about this anime is that it could be considered slow to some people. It's not going to shock you with insane fights or anything. There's no power system, and this being a bad thing is very nitpicky because this show has 12 episodes. To a loser like me, that's done in one day, no problem. I'm sure you could push past a little slowness to get to that absolute banger of a final episode. Another thing I wish they did was in a certain episode the boss is like, yo, we are up to our asses with all these dead people that need to be judged. Can you call up God and get his ass down here to help us? And the boss's boss just says, nah, God's been God for a while. Excuse me? I didn't know God went on vacations. It kind of seems like they just didn't want to try and physically explain God, so they brushed it under the rug, and that's fair. Asking someone to try and visually represent God in a way that doesn't seem retarded is near impossible, because God is omnipresent, omnipotent, and Optimus Prime, or however that verse goes. I just wish they tried a little to physically realize it, considering how well they explain judgment and the afterlife. All things considered, this show is fire. 8 out of 10. If you want to pull yourself a little goth shakerton, you're gonna have to watch this. After that, it's smooth sailing. Peep game. Pardon me, young goth shorty. I recently watched Deathparade, and it really spoke to my heart, but it also made me realize something, and that's that I don't mind a little pegging. So come and turn my brown town into some red real estate. Up until now, I've only been dancing in the snow, but now I realize that can only win me over some dumb-ass blonde hoes. So now it's about time that I level up. Will you be the white monster to fill my cup? Do not fret, go fetch your strap on, because now I finally put my thinking cap on.